I want to bring one other manuscript, and I got to give a preface to it, Michael. So, well, maybe I'll bring a few more. So one of the really interesting things that I'd learned about this in the 80s at the Spertus College of Judaica when I'm reading books when I'm supposed to be in high school, and I'm reading these academic books about the Masoretic text. And one of the things I read is that the vowels we use today are the Tiberian pointing. Every Hebrew book you'll ever see has Tiberian pointing. Now, okay, but there's two other systems of pointing of vowels that existed in the Jewish history. And one of them is called Babylonian pointing. And the third one is called the Land of Israel pointing. In English, they, for some reason, call it Palestinian pointing. In Hebrew, it's called Nikud Eretz Yisraeli, or Land of Israel pointing. Mm-hmm. And the reason it's called pointing is that the vowels are a series of dots and dashes, a lot of dots. So Tiberian pointing, both Ben Asher and Ben Naphtali were families in Tiberias. And every manuscript they produced was Tiberian pointing. Every Bible I ever read, every Israeli newspaper I ever read, if it had vowels or book, has Tiberian pointing. Babylonian pointing is a different system. And to be honest, I think I had seen a page here and a page there. Oh, at Hebrew University, we learned the Targum in Aramaic, and that's written with Babylonian pointing. But I may have seen a page here and there of the Bible until recently with Babylonian pointing. But one of my dreams in life was to find out, what is the name Yehovah? Does that appear with vowels in Babylonian pointing? And now that these manuscripts are accessible, I was able to search, and with the help of T-Bone, who is this gentleman who doesn't even know Hebrew, but he has this ability to identify God's name, and I've got to verify and check what he does, but he's got this incredible ability to scan. So together we found in a manuscript in London in the British Library, Oriental 1473. That's the designation of the manuscript, or 1473. It has Babylonian pointing, and it has the full vowels Yehovah. And let me show it to the people here. I mean, it's breathtaking that you have this not only in the Tiberian system from Karaites and rabbinical Jews, Ben Asher and Ben Naphtali, you have it in the Babylonian pointing. And you have to understand, Michael, the Babylonian pointing isn't just a different set of symbols. It's not just a different font. The Babylonian pointing represents a different dialect of Hebrew. And what do I mean by that? So the name Moses in Hebrew is Moshe, but that's in Tiberian Hebrew. In Babylonian pointed Hebrew, it's not Moshe, it's Moshe. And so it's not just that the symbols look different, they're used in different places. Another example they bring is the word milchama, which is war. And in Babylonian Hebrew, it's malchama. Also means war, no difference in meaning, but it's pronounced differently and given a different vowel. And they could put the vowel milchama. They have the same, some of the vowels are the same. Mm-hmm. They have an E, they could put that in there, but it represents a different dialect of Hebrew. And most significantly, perhaps, is that Tiberian Hebrew has 7 vowels and Babylonian Hebrew only has 6 vowels. In other words, this goes back to the ancient tribes of Israel who spoke Hebrew differently with different pronunciations. And both of those dialects of Hebrew preserve God's holy name, the name of the Father, as Yehovah. Now, the Shva looks different, and the Cholam looks different, and the Kamatz looks different. You can see it here on the screen. But that is in Babylonian pointed Hebrew, a manuscript preserved in Yemen, Yehovah. I mean, it's at this point we have it from Ben Asher, Ben Naphtali, Sadia Gaon himself, the leading rabbi, and Babylonian pointing, which is a completely different dialect of Hebrew. You have in all those different sources. It's quite definitive.